This is 7 National News, and in our top story, His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Crown Prince of Dubai and Chairman of the Dubai Executive Council, has endorsed resolutions number 41 and 42 of 2015 on the Central Grievances Committee for Dubai government employees. The move looks to upgrade work and enhance efficiency when taking a decision on a grievance. According to news agency WAM, resolution number 41 specifies the objectives of the committee in giving employees the opportunity to file grievances regarding final admin decisions that impact their job status, and as a result, ensuring justice, employee satisfaction and job stability. The committee will look into the grievances filed by employees regarding disciplinary action taken against them and performance appraisal reports, as well as grievances regarding terminations or suspensions. The resolution also specifies the committee's framework to carry out duties. The committee will be set up under the chairmanship of Khalfan Ahmed Hareb, while Nasser Butti Al-Shamsi will serve as the deputy chairman. The Zakat Fund has approved 129 million dirhams in funding since the start of the year to those in need. Abdullah bin Akida Al-Maheri, the Secretary General of the Zakat Fund and Chairman of the Distribution Committee, made the announcement, adding that the committee has held 83 meetings since the beginning of the year through to August, which have approved the funds. He was quoted as saying that the amounts are only discharged after all necessary research is carried out. Specialised researchers must verify the eligibility of applicants through legitimate banks for the poor, those in debt, students, unemployed job seekers, people with disabilities and others, as well as other banks, in addition to urgent aid. The UAE Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the German pharmaceutical company Boehringer Ingelheim, hosted the second edition of the Pharmacovigilance workshop series this week to discuss drug safety and compliance standards in the region. Addressing delegates on the opening day of the two-day workshop in Dubai, the Assistant Undersecretary for the Public Health Policy and Licensing at the Ministry of Health, His Excellency Dr. Amin Hussein Al-Amiri, highlighted that public vigilance on drug safety is crucial to avoid any adverse reactions among patients. Commenting on the workshop titled Pharmacovigilance Today in the Middle East North Africa region, Dr. Al-Amiri stated that the workshop is an important platform to understand current pharmacovigilance challenges in the region, which also offers recommendations to encourage compliance and the execution of regulations set forth by the new Arab guidelines, which took effect on the 1st of July this year. The workshop includes a series of presentations and interactive discussions on the current regulations for drug marketing authorization holders, risk management and minimization, as well as the pharmacovigilance program in the UAE. The participants of the workshop were later awarded for their compliance of drug safety standards and correct practices in the region.
The United Arab Emirates started long time back, since more than 35 years, to ensure the safety of the drugs which it comes to the Emirates. And on the top of the requirements and the legislation is that we don't allow any of innovative medicine to come to the Emirates unless if it's approved internationally, either by Food Drug Administration in the state or by European Union from EMEA, or by the TG in Australia or Mehran in UK. And therefore, all innovative medicine which it comes to the Emirates, it has been approved and tested and authorized by the international pharmaceutical authorities. Despite that, for the generic medicine, we always insist on the issues that the factory should be approved internationally, the raw materials which is being used for the production of such products to be FDA approved. And therefore, even the local factories here, we have strong inspection and strong GMP and GSP with them.
At a press briefing held on the sidelines of the workshop, Dr. Al-Amiri said that drug safety is a social responsibility and that an open communication between the patient and doctor will ensure that administered drugs are effective. It was also mentioned that the ministry is planning to regionally launch the International Society of Pharmacovigilance in order to ensure that all pharmaceutical products have been approved by the US Food and Drug Administration and the European Medicines Evaluation Agency.
Today we are talking about pharmacovigilance, which is not only bringing in the approved medicines to the Emirates or making sure that the factories which they produce such medicines that they are approved internationally and they have proper GMP and GSP, but despite that, the follow-up for the usage of the drug, the storage, and any sort of alerts or complications which it could happen with the patients or could happen during the storage of the drugs or during the distribution, this should be notified to the governments that we take action, either withdraw the drugs or stop the drugs or give them a sort of new instructions to make sure that there will be a safe, proper chain, cold chain program in making sure that the drugs will reach the patients, starting from the factory to the hand of the patients safely and the best drugs and with the highest quality. And therefore, pharmacovigilance is very important to be concentrated on and to make sure that all the governments will be having a strong pharmacovigilance system.
UAE is quite advanced in the putting processes for detection and information sharing. So they have a very stringent process of reporting from the hospitals and from healthcare providers if anything is detected from the medication. And at the same time, all this information, they have a department which collects it and make sure that if anything happens, there is a quick action on it. And in the same time, whatever circulars or new information is coming from the manufacturer or from the regulatory bodies in US or Europe who has higher detecting mechanisms is sent out. This is communicated in a very efficient way to healthcare providers and to the hospitals and also to the patients.
The Roads and Transport Authority has announced that helipads are to be constructed at 3 locations along the Dubai Metro, at Rashidia, Qusais and Jebel Ali. The announcement follows a meeting held by His Excellency Mat Al-Taya, the Director General and Chairman of the Board of Executive Directors of the RTA, with Major General Kamis Matar Al-Muzaina, who is the Commander-in-Chief of Dubai Police. The meeting covered potential improvements to ensure the protection and safety of the Dubai Tram, the operational results over the past 10 months for the Dubai Tram, especially in regards to the traffic and pedestrian movement along the tramway, as well as traffic overlapping with the tram tracks at junctions. During the meeting, Al-Taya commended the strategic partnership between the RTA and the General Headquarters of the Dubai Police, particularly the coordination towards the safety of the metro and tram passengers. UAE parents are among the most career-minded in the world, according to the latest report. HSBC's Value of Education 2015 Learning for Life report showed that parents across the world recognise that their children face a tougher job market today, with nearly half of UAE parents with university-aged children at 48% reflecting this sentiment. Over 5,550 parents across 16 countries were surveyed, with over 450 here from the UAE. The research also shows that 89% of parents in the UAE have considered a specific occupation for their children. 1/3 at 33% hope for their children to study medicine, the highest proportion globally to express this sentiment, while other popular careers include engineering at 16% and computer science at 11%. 80% of parents in the country also think it is vital for their children to get a postgraduate degree and are second highest globally to express this sentiment. UAE residents have chosen London as their top holiday hotspot this year. That's according to a recent survey by British Airways. The survey has revealed that London took the lead, with 1 in 4 residents in the UAE voting for the British capital, followed by Miami receiving 18% of the vote, while a close third was the Amalfi Coast in Italy receiving 17% of the votes. According to the survey, the top places in London for visitors from the UAE include British landmarks such as a visit to the Millennium Bridge, the London Eye and the Tate Modern. It was also mentioned that British Airways flies daily between Dubai and Abu Dhabi to London, offering connections to 188 destinations across its network. Officials told us about some of the future plans for the airline.
Touching down in London is always fantastic, and no matter how many times you've visited the city. And the city is vibrant, offers countless experience and landmarks to visit, and there's so many cultural, food and shopping experiences that London offers that it can feel like a different city each time you visit. And of course, as you mentioned, with the visa waiver for UAE nationals to London and the recent Schengen visa waiver for UAE nationals as well, it's never been easier to holiday in London and Europe. And currently, British Airways offers 3 daily services to London Heathrow Terminal 5, 2 from Dubai and 1 from Abu Dhabi. And at the end of the summer period, which will start at the end of October, Dubai will move to 3 daily services. So overall, we'll be offering 4 daily services from the UAE to London Heathrow Terminal 5.
And finally, looking to other news now, in celebration of Mall of the Emirates' 10th anniversary, Majid Al Futtaim has collaborated with Barbie to bring the first ever haute couture collector exhibition to the Middle East. Over the course of September, the mall will host 2 exciting and exclusive collaborations for Barbie fans and women of all ages. The iconic doll, whose style has inspired and entertained generations of young girls, will take centre stage in a chic Parisian setting from September the 2nd to the 8th at Mall of the Emirates. The display, located at the Central Galleria, will debut a series of 24 limited edition Barbie dolls, each with handcrafted designer outfits inspired by signature looks from the catwalk shows, from a collection which has been developed over 50 years. The Barbie Collector exhibition sees the legend in replica outfits of high-end fashion houses such as Hervé Leisure, Christian Dior, Oscar de la Renta, Versace, Suhair Murad, Christian Louboutin and many more. From September the 9th to the 14th, little ones can experience the glamorous world of the modern-day rock star with Barbie Rock and Royals, where young girls can experiment with sparkle.
When you walk around the exhibition, you can see all the descriptions about the dolls, when it was created, because there are the dolls which have been created through different years. And it shows how Barbie expresses itself through fashion, and how Barbie is a great style icon for designers and as well pop culture muse.